Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel.
Good morning.
I've got Michael here with me, and we are going to be shooting the first of a series of 4 videos that we're going to put out once a week this month, where we are going to go around Charlotte and check out some places that I personally think are a little bit creepy.
Okay.
Places that are either gone or abandoned, or they just feel like they have a history and a vibe to them, but they're may or may not still be here today, which brings me to our first place that I brought Michael.
Looking at you.
I was so excited to show him a building that I knew about. I used to live at this apartment complex. We're on the north side of Charlotte.
Okay.
And you would drive down the hill if you wanted to beat the traffic and get on the interstate the quick way behind the apartment complex. It looks like it goes into absolute nowhere. But on your way down the hill to get away from the apartment, you would pass this wooden building that, as far as I knew, it had a no trespassing sign and a chain around the door to get in.
Okay.
And the whole time I was living here, I was terrified of it. Every time I would drive past it, I would not even look at it, and I would kind of go really fast because it felt creepy to me. It felt haunted.
Yeah.
And I think I was just being a little bit of a pansy, because I'm sure if I were to look at it today, I wouldn't feel that way. But this was, gosh, I would have been about 23 or 24 years old, so old enough to know better. But I was scared of this building, and I couldn't wait to bring Michael here and show it to him. But I'm going to show you what's left on the site where the building used to be.
Okay.
And then when I get home, I'm going to try to figure out where it went, because as far as I know, it was protected. I don't think it was destroyed, but
you can definitely see where it once was, because you can see the original property line.
The rumor was that it was an early one-room schoolhouse for black children.
Okay.
But that was just the rumor that anybody at the apartment that I asked would tell me, so I don't actually know if that's true.
So you don't know the name of whatever
I don't
this
know.
was. Okay.
Now that it's not here, I really want to know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But we're going to get out and walk around and show you the site where it used to be, and anything I can find online after the fact, I will put it in this video.
Okay.
Let's go check it out.
Let's go.
So I'm going to start this video off by inserting pictures of what Michael and I were expecting to find on this site, known as the SILOAM School, which used to be located here. We are off of Mallard Creek Church Road in Charlotte, on the grounds of the Mallard Glen apartments. I lived in these apartments in 2010 to 2011, long before I met Michael, and at that time the schoolhouse was in really rough shape. There was no sign or display in front of the school, and I had no idea that the building was considered historic or significant in any way. The building was up on cinder blocks, too high for me to see inside, and there was a chain across the door. I'm pretty sure at the time there was a no trespassing sign up in front of it. Honestly, to me, it was just an eyesore and kind of a creepy one, and I never gave a lot of thought into being curious about what the building actually represented. I didn't even know for sure if it was really a school, although that's what the rumor was coming from the apartment office complex. I didn't have the same level of interest and appreciation for history back then that I do today. I have some really good news about this school, and I can't wait to share it with you here in this video. So the SILOAM School was built in the early 1920s as part of the Rosenwald Project, and it is one of the oldest African American schoolhouses that still exists in Mecklenburg County today. I didn't know what the Rosenwald Project was, so I looked it up for this video. Prior to the 20th century, educational opportunities for black children were basically all but non-existent. Though the Freedmen's Bureau had established schools for black children at the end of the Civil War, there was little local or state government support for public education, and concerns were growing as Charlotte continued to rapidly expand. The census in 1890 shows that there were 6,617 black children in the county, and most black families recognized the link between freedom and literacy. The Rosenwald Schools Project was a philanthropic joint collaboration initiative to build schools for African American students in the segregated South between the years of 1913 and 1932. The project was a collaboration between Julius Rosenwald, a wealthy philanthropist who was the president of Sears, Roebuck & Company, and Booker T. Washington of the Tuskegee Institute. Their project built over 5,000 schools, workshops, and homes for teachers in the United States, and is considered to be one of the most important initiatives to advance black education in the early 20th century. Their funding also helped found the University of North Carolina Press. Some of the schools that they built still survive to this day and can often be found converted into community centers. The National Trust for Historic Preservation granted money for restoration of some of these schools. The SILOAM School operated as a school from when it was built in the early 1920s until it was replaced by another facility and closed in 1947. For a while, it served as a home, and then it was an automotive shop in the 1970s before being completely abandoned. But when I lived in these apartments and drove by the schoolhouse every day, I knew nothing about the hard work and fundraising that were being done behind the scenes to save this eyesore. It had been designated as a Mecklenburg County landmark in 2006 and was placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 2007. In 2016, the Save the SILOAM School project was born in order to preserve the historic structure. Dozens of donors came together to raise $1.2 million so that it could be moved and restored. In September of 2023, crews came out to load up the old schoolhouse onto a truck and move it from where it was built in the Mallard Creek community to its new home where it is on display today at the Charlotte Museum of History. Every detail was considered carefully as the school was rescued, restored, and preserved. Workers were able to keep quite a bit of the original building on the inside, but not so much on the outside because the schoolhouse was beaten up over the years by the weather. Whatever they couldn't save, they replaced, using every effort possible to make it look just like it did when it was built. The cherrywood floors still bear the marks from the days when it was an auto garage. There are still oil stains from when people would repair cars in the space. The ceiling and walls are all original, and it looks almost exactly like when it was brand new. I never knew that it was originally painted when it was first built, and it's been repainted today. The original paint was linseed oil paint, which isn't actually manufactured anymore, so the restoration crew had to have the paint especially made. In a way, I'm sorry that I couldn't show you this schoolhouse as a true urban exploration destination, but I think we can all agree it is much better off in the condition and care that it's receiving today. I'm so glad that our October series of videos, where we're going to go around town looking for creepy, abandoned places, brought me back here. I'm so happy to know that this piece of history is being loved, appreciated, and shared with the next generation. If I get the opportunity to visit it in its new home at the Charlotte Museum of History, you better believe I will take the vlog along for that adventure. All right, everybody, that's all there's left to see.
Not a whole lot, is there?
I certainly hope we can find something out online about this, and I'll
put
it in this video.
I know Julie has told me I am not a big buff on UrbExing. I have watched YouTube videos of abandoned places and other people going into and around those places, but Julie has showed me some websites of different places by state and county and city and whatever. So this one wasn't on there, and I was hoping we were going to get to see one that wasn't actually, that you might be able to upload yourself. But I do hope that it's preserved and that you can find something a little more.
I will do my best to find out, and if I found out anything, you would have seen it already before.
Oh, okay.
All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this series.
Yeah.
There's 3 more, and we're going to take you to some, I think, kind of creepy places around town.
All right, let's go.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good day.
We'll see you another time and another adventure.
Bye-bye.